video, I will try to answer the two most asked questions about the Lectric XP. How fast will it go, and how far will it go on a fully charged battery? I am basing my findings on real-world conditions as they apply to me. What are real-world conditions as it applies to me in this video? My real-world conditions apply to my real world and are likely not the same as your real-world conditions. See my list of variables affecting speed and distances. The two questions most frequently asked are, again, how fast can you go? How far can you go on a fully charged battery? The easy answer is 28 miles per hour and 73 miles. They then may respond with, so you can ride at 28 miles per hour for 73 miles. My response would be, hell no, are you crazy? A more accurate answer to the first two questions would be, you can travel at 28 miles per hour for as long as it takes to outrun that dog chasing you. And you can travel for a distance of 73 miles if you ride at 9 miles per hour. As you can see, these two questions have no quick or easy answer. This video will try to fill in the blanks for these two questions and other questions that fill in between in my real-world conditions. I will start out with a summary of this video for those of you that are not that interested in the data nor details of how I arrived at my conclusions.
Bottom line summary. Class 3 setup. In PAS mode 1 at 9 miles per hour, you can travel for 73 miles on a fully charged battery. In PAS mode 2 at 12 miles per hour, you can travel for 42 miles on a fully charged battery. In PAS mode 3 at 18 miles per hour, you can travel for 25 miles on a fully charged battery. In PAS mode 4, if set up for class 3, at 20 miles per hour, you can travel for 21 miles on a fully charged battery. In PAS mode 5, if set up for class 3, at 23 miles per hour, you can travel for 19 miles on a fully charged battery. Using throttle only, if in class 3 setting, at full throttle 20 miles per hour, you can travel for 20 miles on a fully charged battery. For XPs in factory setting for class 2, PAS mode 1 and 2 speeds and distances are the same as in class 3 settings above. PAS modes 3, 4, and 5 speeds and distances are the same as in PAS mode 3 above. Full throttle speed is approximately 1 mile per hour less, and distance may be a couple of miles farther than in class 3 setup. Now, if you would like to see how I arrived at such predictions, continue to watch the rest of this video. No ride is the same. Multiple variables affect speed and distance. Variables to consider: rider's weight, bike accessory weight, rider's contribution, strong rider 30% or more versus weak rider 5% or less, type of tire, tread design, tire pressure. High pressure equals higher speed and longer distances. Road surface, pavement smooth, pavement rough, dirt, gravel. Road conditions, open roads, residential streets, business district, bike trail. Terrain, mountain, hills, flat. Wind, no wind, headwind, tailwind. Temperature, battery performance, hot versus cold. Battery age, based on mileage. Variables known. My weight, 195 pounds. Bike accessory weight, 10 pounds. Moderate rider, 10% to 15% contribution estimated. Smooth tread design, low rolling resistance. Tire pressure, 20 psi. Road surface, pavement, 70% smooth, 30% rough. Road conditions, residential, low traffic. Terrain, mostly flat, some small hills. Wind, moderate, 50% headwind, 50% tailwind. Temperature, 65 to 80 degrees. Battery age, approximately 600 miles. Two most critical variables are terrain and wind. Next, I will get into how I arrived to get my results. This is a spreadsheet that I created to help me make the following conclusions. It is a compilation of around 150 miles of data that I collected based on GPS mileages using CoolNIC's speedometer app and voltage readings from the XP's controller. This is not an exact science, but can be summarized as a probable assessment. The best results achieved is that I was able to establish a very close approximation of battery voltage levels at percentages of distances related to each PAS mode and full throttle. These percentages, 100%, 75%, 50%, 25%, and 0% voltage levels were surprisingly close when dividing the corresponding distance percentages respectively. Using the 54.6 volts equals 100%, 50 volts equals 75%, 47.1 volts equals 50%, and 46 volts equals 25%, a rider can determine how much distance is remaining before their battery power is depleted. I used this method today on a 19-mile open road out and back ride in PAS mode 5. At my halfway point, I had traveled 9.5 miles and had 47.6 volts remaining. I knew that I had a little over 50% range left on my battery. When I completed my ride, I had 42.3 volts left. I did have a spare battery with me on this ride, just to be on the safe side. It is to be noted that once your voltage drops below 43.5 volts, a noticeable degradation of power assist is noticed. Okay, let's make things a little bit simpler. The following chart shows different battery levels based on remaining power in PAS mode 1. At the bottom of each battery symbol, battery levels start at 54.6 volts, 100%, and ends at 42 volts, 0%. At the top of each battery symbol, corresponding mileage ranges and average cruise speeds are shown. As indicated in my data spreadsheet, in pedal assist mode 1, mileage and speed data from 50% down to 0% was determined based on extrapolation of known data from the other pedal assist modes and full throttle. Life is just too short to ride 55 miles at 9 miles per hour to prove a point. As to be expected, as pedal assist modes get higher, battery ranges decrease and average cruise speeds increase. I did notice that in all pedal assist modes and full throttle, that once the battery level dropped below 43.5 volts, that there was a noticeable drop in power. Also, somewhere between 50% and 25% battery level, a drop in acceleration is noticeable. While conducting this test, my XP was in Class 3 setting, 28 miles per hour. For those of you in Class 2 settings, PAS modes 3, 4, and 5 will be the same as PAS mode 3 in this test. Also, full throttle speed will be approximately 1 mile per hour less and mileage range will be slightly more. Voltage readings on the XP's controller LCD screen should be taken while the bike is not under power assist. Any voltage readouts while under any power assist will give a reading lower than the actual voltage level of the battery. You need to wait between 30 to 60 seconds after any power assist for the voltage level to stabilize. While conducting this test ride, I kept the bottom readout on the XP's controller LCD screen on the voltage setting. At depletion of battery power, 42 volts, the error message E6, low voltage protection, would appear for a brief second, and the bottom readout would change to the overall mileage odometer setting. It is to be noted that even though your real-world conditions may not be the same as mine, the battery voltage and percentages will apply to your real-world conditions. For example, if you are in whatever PAS mode with a fully charged battery and travel X distance and your battery is reading 47.1 volts, which equates to half depleted or 50% battery remaining, you should be able to turn around and travel that same X distance back to your starting point with your battery at empty on arrival. Of course, that would only apply if the course is flat with no wind. If you get nothing else out of this video, you can use the voltage level as a gauge from 100% to 75% to 50% to 25% to 0 or empty. Thanks for watching, and I hope you find this video informative and useful.